Hi and welcome back. My name's Lee Partridge and you're joining me on Colu TV for a pre-match show ahead of tonight's Bradford game. Firstly, a massive well done and thank you to the 271 travelling fans who made their way on Saturday up to Stockport. Well done to each and every one of you. Talking of Saturday, talking of Stockport, let's start the show by taking a look at the highlights from that game, followed by the thoughts of Wayne Brown straight away afterwards.
Win, a defeat, a narrow defeat, but a defeat.
Yeah, it was disappointing really. You know, there was nothing in the game as such. Yes, they had more possession than us. They got into wide areas more than us. They probably held more of a threat in the final third than us. But I think if you analyse the game and sort of looked at the chances created, we created very little, but they didn't create much more. So it was a game where we tried to be solid. We tried to force them around the outside, and if you are giving that area up around the outside, you've got to stop crosses. Ultimately, we conceded another goal from a cross, which was disappointing. But ultimately, we need to find the right recipe with the players that we have at our disposal at the moment, and we need to find that going into Tuesday's game.
You said you wanted to be solid, and you were, and you wanted to stop things coming in from wide, and yet just once, and that's I guess what happens in tight games. From their perspective, one bit of quality cross and a good finish at the near post, and that decides the game.
Yeah, that's right, and I think listen, it's League Two. There's not going to be much in games of football. It's so tight, fine margins. We've addressed it before. You know, you look at all of our fixtures: 1-0 against Carlisle, 3-2 against Northampton away in the 89th minute. So you know there isn't going to be much in games, but it's down to us as a collective to have that belief, have that buy-in, have that solidarity for 100 minutes. We had it Tuesday, and all of a sudden people think you're the best thing since sliced bread when you go away to Ipswich and you do that and it works, and then all of a sudden you get the fans and fair play to them because it's a hell of a long way, and I really do appreciate them coming that way, but you know you get them barrages of abuse after this game. But listen, it's the business, it's what we're in the business for. We understand their frustration, as we all are, of not getting 3 points or not getting a point from an away game. But you know, the reality is there wasn't much in the game.
No one wants abuse. It's got no place in any form of life, certainly not in the game of football criticism. However, it is legitimate. Once you were in possession, did you hold onto the ball well enough?
Well, again, you know, that's where we need to be better. We need to be better as individuals, as units, and as a collective to have a little bit more quality. You know, I think you'll find in the first 6 minutes we have the ball on a transition in the middle of the park, and we have an overload 4 times in the first 6 minutes, and we give the ball away. Now that's just decision making, and the best players make the best decisions. That's football. that will never ever change at any level. And they're the things that you try and hold on to. In the fact that we tried to frustrate them, and we did. They started to play short balls into the middle of the park where it was on the front foot, and we had opportunities to go the other way. But again, our quality let us down. Ultimately, we need to find the right recipe. We need to find individuals to make better decisions, to ultimately create opportunities to score goals and win games of football.
And so you take the criticisms on board, but there were extenuating circumstances. It's a young side again, and you're missing your key midfielder, Cole Skews.
That we got 7 out. So at the end of the day.
So you mentioned Cole.
No, exactly.
Quite right, there's more.
No, exactly. We've got 7 out, and they're 7 quite influential players to our squad. When you're running with small numbers, you need a little bit of luck with injuries. We've not really had a settled side all season with one thing or another. And ultimately, we gave opportunity Tuesday night in a cup competition to some youngsters, and they took it with both hands, and they fully warrant staying in the team. And I think they've done well again today. So there's loads of positives that do come out of the game, in the fact that when the squad is stretched, we've still got people that can compete. As I said, we just need now, not necessarily those individuals, but as a collective, to have more quality.
It was very hot out there. That's bound to have affected both sides. Both sides who played in big cup games during the week and pretty much played very similar sides. That was bound to have taken its toll. Because at times it was a bit flat.
Yeah, that's right. And what you'd find is Stockport have got the advantage, if you like, of rotating their squad. They've made a few changes today because of that fact. Ultimately we've had to go with the formation and personnel which we felt would give us the best chance of winning the game. And listen, this isn't me being negative, but we have kept them at bay for 60 minutes. We've switched off after 6 minutes to concede a goal. We end up losing the game 1-0. But I think if we have a little bit more quality and a little bit more of a threat, we definitely get something from the game. As I said, we need to find the right recipe for that, and ultimately work with the group to get the best out of them to make sure it improves.
You're going to the game Tuesday. Any chance of some of those players, you've talking about 7 players who make a big impact for you and your squad, being available for Tuesday against Bradford City?
Again, we have to address that situation as it develops. We've obviously got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to see how the lads are and how their recovery process is, and whether or not there's anyone available to play on Tuesday night that isn't fit at the moment. We can't do about that. You can only control the controllables, and if they're not fit, they're not fit. But ultimately, this isn't me hiding behind 7 injuries. We need to find the right recipe with the players that we have at our disposal at the moment, and get the best out of them.
The last thing I should mention, Charlie Owens comes on as substitute, makes his debut today. Just a few minutes before time as well, the ball fell to him just at the edge of the penalty area, but he didn't quite react quick enough.
Yeah, in that instance, again, obviously we lack a little bit of quality on the edge of the box when there's no one around us. But it's not just Charlie Owens. There's times today when there's clearances not getting in the right areas. We've got time to control the ball and we're slashing at things, making rash decisions, and we just need a little bit more composure all over the pitch. We need to get that first pass security off to give us a chance to then build a passage of play to play through the middle when on. But if not, because they are strong with a box in the middle of the midfield, our fullbacks are the outmen, and we identified that before the game. But we just couldn't get the ball to them on a transition, and we couldn't get up the pitch. And ultimately, in the system that we played against their system, that's where the space was today.
There's the thoughts of the boss there after the narrow 1-0 defeat, but a defeat nonetheless, and we'll be looking to bounce back this evening against a much fancied promotion-chasing Bradford side, of course. Lastly, on Saturday's performance, let's get the thoughts of Ryan Clamping.
Ryan, have you ever played in conditions as hot as that for a regular league game?
No, and I hope I don't ever play in that sort of
And
conditions
how
again.
hard was it? Because you know what it's going to be like. There'll be lots of people listening at home saying, well, both sides, and what's he complaining about? He's a full-time professional footballer and all that. But what you're saying is, that was exceptional.
No, yeah, it is real tough out there. I think mentally more than physically, it is tough just to try to stay switched on all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Not really, because I never play out there. I stayed in
In the shade.
Actually, it wasn't particularly comfortable there. But, so thanks for asking. And it was such a tight game, in which I think the game plan was to make life really difficult for Stockport County, and it worked for a hell of a long period of time.
Yeah, I'm just gutted that we couldn't get something from the game, really. Obviously, Stockport are a great team, good passing team, and we wanted to nullify that and try to basically sit in sort of and not let them play through. But obviously, if you're going to sit off too much, then eventually you will concede goals.
No, he's the question. When the game is so few chances and you're doing your job and you're solid and so on, Stockport media, players are all talking about that one bit of quality moment, cross from the right hand side, wooden header. Could more have been done to stop the ball coming in?
Yeah, I mean, definitely from a personal point of view, I've got to stop the cross, and then the striker can't get in front of his man, in my opinion, but that's just football, isn't it?
But in a way, you remember you were saying very earlier, you're on about the heat and so on, and you were saying that it's so difficult to stay focused for 90 minutes in those kind of oppressive conditions.
I mean, yeah, it's tough, but it's no excuse at the end of the day. Both teams have got it, do you know what I mean? So we've both got to deal with it, and Stockport, they'll be better.
Do you know, Tuesday was such a fabulous evening. Did it take a lot out of the squad, the players? Was that a factor this afternoon? Can it actually almost be a negative? It's a ridiculous thing to say, but to beat Ipswich Town, your rivals, was it almost a negative in terms of the preparation for today?
No, I don't think so. I think like the boys are buzzing after Tuesday. Tuesday was such a great evening for the whole club in general, and we wanted to capitalise on that, and we didn't today. It's just brought us back down. It's just gutting.
And is it also gutting, not just to lose, because games are going to be separated by narrow margins. One bit of quality, one switch off, but you created so little at the other end of the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard when we're trying to sit in, defend. When you actually do get your chance to get on the ball, which is rare, you sort of press the life out of, and you're like, oh, you've got to try do something with it. Do you know what I mean? And it's tough, especially up top when you're on your own. I think it can be hard.
And for you, I mean, you haven't played that much football, but you've played a lot of football in the opening stages of this season. Not that you want to not play, but it must take its toll too for you, having missed so much time through injury.
Yeah, of course. Like, I'm buzzing to be back. Absolutely love being involved again. It is hard being out for so long to then come straight back into it. But I've just got to adapt really and stay fit.
Tuesday night against Bradford City.
Yeah.
Don't want to dwell upon. You've played 3, you haven't won one yet, but it's a good time to put that right.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
No, eventually. What about Tuesday?
Tuesday. I mean, yeah, fourth game in. We'll be alright. We'll be good.
So that's Clamp's thoughts on Saturday's game. Right, let's take a look ahead to tonight's game. You can check out all the team news. Of course, you probably know it, but if not, it's on the website and all our social media channels, so do check it out there. Mark Hughes is the boss of the Bantams this evening, and they've had a good last couple of wins in the last couple of games. Hull in the Cup and Newport in the league. So they will be looking to get a result this evening here against us at the Jobstove Community Stadium. But of course, last time they was here, a superb performance by us with a 3-0 win against them. So let's take a look at those highlights. Great performance there. Goals from Miles, from Brendan, and a fantastic strike from Freddie sealing the 3-0 win. And it'd be great to see some more of that and a result like that this evening. If you want to contact us here, either in the TV, for the TV show, or for the programme, or for the big screen, or anything Collier related, it's media@colchesterunited.net. Right, it's time to go out there and cheer on the lads, and hopefully we're taking 3 points. I'll see you on Wednesday for the midweek show. Until next time, until then, it's goodbye for now and enjoy the game.